name's Jake Williams. I'll be teaching you how to play a card game called Two-Handed Cinch. With this today, I'll actually be going over the point system involved with it and how to play the game in general. If you have any questions, please feel free to hit me up at any time. So, first thing I want to talk about is actually the point system. There are 4 points in this game when you're going to a total point of 11 for each team. Now, the first point is going to be high. Whatever suit is called is the highest card of that suit is what's going to be worth a point. Typically it's the ace, but sometimes it's not out. So then the king would be the next highest card. After high, there's low, the lowest card. Typically the deuce, but sometimes it could be the 3, could even be the 4. So with that, keep in mind not always is the deuce low if it's not out. The next one is the jack of that suit. Not all times is the jack out, but typically it's going to be out and it's a guaranteed point. Finally, we have game. Game is the most confusing of all of them because it takes actually counting the cards and counting up points. A lot of people, new beginners, they oftentimes forget about game, and it's something that you would just pick up over time. 10s are worth 10 points, kings are worth 3, queens are worth 2, jacks are worth 1, aces are worth 4. You add them up, and whichever team has the most points gets that point for that hand. Again, if you have any questions, feel free to hit me up and we can go over it. Now I'm going to go over how you deal the cards and actually playing one quick hand just so you get a general idea of it. As you can see here, I've already dealt the cards. I'm saying that this guy is the dealer and he dealt clockwise to his left. So with this, the first bidder would be the first person to his left. This is a typical hand that you could see. Again, you see a jack, you see 1 point, you figure, okay, that's decent, but now you got to figure out how many points does he think that he and his team can get. So before he bids, let me talk about the different bidding. First there's pass, which is saying you and your team can get 0 points. 1, 2, 3, 4, pretty self-explanatory, and cinch, the name of the game. It is worth 11 points. Now be careful when bidding, because if you bid and you don't make that bid, you go negative points whatever you bid. So for this guy, an example, I would probably say 1 myself. I am figuring I can get the jack and I have no idea what my teammate has. It would take a lot of luck for him to have the ace of that suit or to even be able to pull a point in this kind of suit. So example for him, he would say 1. This individual here, a good rule of thumb would be to say aces are worth a 2 bid. So with this individual, I see he's got the highest card and the lowest card. Him getting this lowest card could be very difficult unless his teammate has the king. So for him, I would say 2 just on that, just on bidding in diamonds. This individual here actually has a pretty good hand, but it's not rock solid. What he doesn't know is he's got all these diamonds, so they could have a very good matchup if he gets the bid in diamonds. Some people would bid 3 in this, hoping to get a point from their partner and to possibly get something else from somebody else, with the king then being the highest 2 cards. But for this, we'll just say that he passes. And this individual here really has nothing. He has an ace, which would be a 2 bid, but he can't bid the same bid as him, so he's going to pass. Now, one advantage of being the dealer is they have the hammer, is what we call it. Meaning, if he were to cinch, he could cinch over them. That's the only bid where he can actually match them. He can't bid 2 the same as them, but he can cinch over them. So, for this, like I said, he is going to call diamonds. So each team will just keep their diamonds. And everybody throws away everything else. So like I said, you started with 8 cards, and now the dealer is again going to deal to his left and give each other a total of 6 cards. Again, the other teams cannot see what each person has, but for this, just so you get a general idea. Now the person that bid is the one that is going to play first. You always want to play your ace just in case there's another point your partner could actually give you, or maybe if somebody else were low on trump, which is the suit that was called, we could actually try to run them out of trump so you have more power. So for this, he plays the ace. He is not his teammate, so he doesn't want to give anything good. just plays off a 9. Unfortunately, his teammate has nothing, and then he would want to save his higher card in case his teammate has some. So he would take this trick. Now to move this along faster, I'm not going to go over every single trick, but he would play this, and then he would play this. He would play off on it, and then he would be stuck playing his king. As you can see with this, now this guy has the highest 2 cards. Be very interesting because he has low and he has the 2 high cards to see how that plays out. But for this, we will just say that this team took all those, and this team took all this. Now, real quick, just to give you an example of counting game, he only has 4 points. Easily you can tell with them having a 10, they have already won game. So they got that point. Now we're looking for ace, low, and jack. We see the jack, and the next lowest card he got here is the 3. We saw that the 2 actually went, so they have high and low. This team got game and jack. So now the score would be 2-2, and again, the first one to 11 wins. I hope you enjoyed this game, and hopefully you can join me next time, and I'll teach you how to play 6-handed cinch. Thanks.